Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am very proud to show you guys the second Mangler I completed, and he looks honestly disgusting, and I'm beyond happy the way he turned out. So what you're looking at is all the squigs I love. I'm just gonna show the squig family, but yeah, let's focus on this guy. So, what else can I say besides he is truly an abomination? So in the I'll probably put in the description below the timestamps. I'm still trying to figure out YouTube myself, but you're gonna see the green stuff behind the scenes of this guy, and you're gonna see some actual sculpting. Not much, as I figured out I really cannot sculpt with the camera in between me and the miniature, but it's the best I can do for now. But yeah, I really do love how this guy came out. I think the painting on him is definitely sharp. Actually, I rushed this guy quite a bit. I managed to get a battle report in last night with this guy. I'm still editing a few things, but yeah, the paint job took only, I'd say, just shy of 2 hours. That's because compared to the original Mangler, this guy's horns took a lot of blending to get the transitions, and just to make sure, all of his teeth and his claws came out good. So, I'll explain a lot more in the green stuff slash work in progress photos or videos, but he was based off of the Squig Hopper model. If you know the old miniature, you know what I'm talking about. So for him, he's a lot less veiny, like this guy, and a lot less boils. So this guy was based off of my favorite classical squig, so like a little freak of nature. Um, but this guy, the squig hoppers have a lot less boils. So he has one on his cheek, and he has quite a few on his back. But again, I love how the muscle structure came out, and this pose is a lot more lunging, like a squig hopper should be. So it was really fun sculpting the feet to be in this like crunch position, and just to get that movement, so it looks like truly a giant ball of muscle is bouncing towards you. So I'm just happy with how he looks, especially having both manglers. They look quite distinct, and like I said, I think all squigs should have some of their own personality in between them. So I think it's only fitting that both the manglers are distinct. And I think having this strong classical red really helps the miniatures pop. And I'm beyond happy with how it all turned out. I may be working on uh, two more squig related things, but I know I should be focusing on Spooktober, but with the Beltway coming up, and I just am trying to wrap up the Night Goblin army I have. But I'm just happy to share with you guys the squigs, and I think I'm more proud of how they're completely sculpted. I think you can tell he's vastly more smoother than this guy. I think I'm getting used to sculpting in this style. But I am happy they still look like squigs, but I can tell there's slightly a difference in like quality and I guess just depth. I can tell like this guy's cheekbones are a bit smaller, but I did base it off of this weirdo. So, but yeah, I hope you guys like the model. I am very proud of the paint job once again. Especially the eyes. I think they really pop out. I spent a bit more time on his eyes than the other one. I think just because this guy has a lot more, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the smoothness, maybe it's the horns, but um, I just had a lot more fun painting this one than the previous Mangler. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick showcase slash update, and all the squigs in their glory. But yeah, a lot more content to come, a few battle reports being worked on. But I hope you guys are having a good hobby week. And again, after this, you'll have the work in progress of this guy and some, I guess, guidelines for sculpting. Hey guys, I'm back and I have another behind the scenes slash work in progress. This time it is my second mangler, and apologies about the shaky hands. I pulled a pretty long all-nighter to get this guy done, as I want to get him painted in the next couple hours so I can use him in a game. But yeah, I'm super proud of how this guy came out. I did rush him. The first Mangler actually took, I think I said it took about like 2.5 days. This guy was from morning until evening. So I started off with his like facial features, the gums and the teeth, and I worked my way down throughout the day, letting it dry to the bottom half. So yeah, into more details. So he's pretty disgusting looking again. I'm copying all of the old style um squigs, and this guy is actually from the squig hopper. I think I've showcased that guy before. So I did copy. You know what? Let me. I think I have him right here. So this is the guy I loosely based this guy off of. So he has the horns. He has this weird jumping pose and rat tail. So I actually combined a few elements. So I kept the face as close as I could, just enlarged it, put the two giant horns on, and for this one, I gave him more of a like pig's tail because a couple of the squigs have that, and his pose was quite different. So his feet are three-toed. The other guy had like I think I gave him five toes. This was just because when I was sculpting it like this, I didn't want to. I was a bit lazy, but at the same time, the digits weren't adding up. I didn't want to make it look too crowded down there. Um, and you can notice there's more milliput on this guy. You actually can see. I decided not to go so boil heavy or veiny because if you own the old squigs, you can see that they're quite distinct. And the one I made first was modeled after the most nastiest squig. So this one I want a bit more cleaner with, and I think I am happier with it. At least he is very distinct, and I think like squigs, manglers should be their own, personality and character. So I think this guy turned out pretty cool. Overall, really happy. This one I focused more on smoothness. The other one had a lot more texture going on, but this one was, I focused more on the muscle structure, the thighs, and I think you can actually see the cleanliness a lot more, especially around the face. But yeah, really happy with how it turned out. I'll post some parts of the video where I talk about um, how I sculpted him. And actually, I did record a little bit of the sculpting process. Not a lot, because I did figure out having the camera here while trying to sculpt all this detail. At the moment, it's not achievable for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And I think this should be at the middle part of the video. The beginning, you'll see him painted. And then at the end, you'll hear some how to and work in progress photos. So guys, this is the portion where I'm gonna kind of show a little bit how I sculpt. Again, it was much more difficult than I anticipated. So the model you just saw was the squig hopper, and you've seen, I guess, the base model, the milliput of the mangler. So what I do here is I usually work on the lips and the I guess like center of the face first. You're gonna basically just grab the green stuff, and I guess some people want to see the techniques. Again, not the best recording, but what I'm doing is I just roll a pretty Muppet looking layer of green stuff, and I grab my silicone tool and I just go around fidgeting with it, making sure it has a nice connection onto the milliput. What I'm doing here is I'm rolling my tool. This helps smooth all that gaps, and when I sculpted the green stuff, getting rid of my fingerprints. So this portion of it, it really is just a ebb and flow depending on how you feel. Like I had some music playing, just so I can mindlessly kind of start smoothing the parts, and always have the reference model or reference photo you're working on. It helps tremendously. So here's the startling jump. After about like 30 minutes of fidgeting around, this is what it looks like. I smoothed out the lips and the upper lip too. And what I'm doing here is now adding some texture. I just grab the tool and draw lines going on the bottom of the lips. I add random texture to the model. Even when you paint, if you don't actually highlight it, it just adds some nice detail to the model that from the distance you may notice, but it just makes the model look more official rather than a fan sculpt. And here's the nose portion. It's very silly looking, and pardon, it's not really focused, but all my noses usually are a sausage, green stuff roll, and then two balls. And you're just gonna have to play around with it, having a model. The noses usually only take 5 minutes. You kind of just press back and forth until you get the shape you like. It's not the best advice. I apologize about that. Maybe another time. When I'm not on time crunch, I can actually do a full start to finish. But for the nose, it really is just trying to keep it round, break it down to basic shapes. So like the bottom of the nose for orcs are very circular. The middle has more of a rectangular feel to it. And then the top of the nose bridge is more like a square. So I think if you break it down into these simple shapes, it's fairly simple to get the look you're trying to get. But anyways, guys, I'm sorry about the kind of short-ish guide slash video. Not the most talkative one. I will post some photos of the green stuff of the full mangler at the end, and you can just look at that. I guess I can do a quick narration over that as well. But I do apologize about the kind of not full guide, just random tips for sculpting. And here's the completed mangler. The sculpting was actually not too long, probably a total of a full day's worth of effort. But it just goes to show that breaking down the structure into basic shapes, you can really sculpt anything. And again, I will be making better tutorials in the near future.